I'm Kapu Sravanti, lecturer in ECE, Government Polytechnic for Women, Warangal. Today the topic of my presentation is FET input voltmeter and differential voltmeter. In the last class, you studied about use of Megger for measuring insulation resistance, sensitivity of a voltmeter, loading effect of voltmeter, an example on voltmeter, loading effect, need for high input impedance of voltmeters, and also now on the completion of this topic you would be able to know the use of FET input voltmeter and know about the construction of the FET input voltmeter and know the operation of the FET input voltmeter, and also how to use the differential voltmeter and the basic circuit of differential voltmeter, AC differential voltmeter. These are the learning objectives of today's presentation. Now coming to the FET input voltmeter. It is an electronic type voltmeter. It is used to measure unknown voltage. The FETs are used in the voltmeter to increase the input impedance. Voltmeters which use FETs in their design decrease the loading effect. The FET voltmeters are of two types: difference amplifier type FET voltmeter and source or emitter follower type FET voltmeter. Now let us see the FET input voltmeter, that is the source follower type voltmeter. This is the basic circuit of the FET input voltmeter. You can see there is an input range, that is input voltage, and you can see the three resistors are connected in series, that is 9 mega ohm and 900 kilo ohm and 100 kilo ohm acts as an series. They are in series, hence series circuit acts as a voltage divider. We already know that according to the electrical circuits. And there is 1 mega ohm resistance that is connected to the gate of the FET, and we have one transistor is there, one BJT and one FET is there. FET is the Q1 and BJT is the Q2, and there is an resistance 2.5 kilo ohm, that is for the zero adjustment, and calibration resistance is there, and all these are involved in the basic circuit of the FET input voltmeter. Now the circuit is divided into three sections, that is ranging and attenuator section, so FET source follower section, and bridge circuit. Coming to the range and attenuator section, the ranging and attenuator section is nothing but a voltage divider network which is formed with three resistors, 9 mega ohm, 900 kilo ohm and 100 kilo ohm. You can see in the figure here 9 mega ohm and 900 kilo ohm and 100 kilo ohm, they are connected in series. Now the section is used to select the desired range of voltage in 500 millivolts, 5 volts and 50 volt range. The 500 millivolts is which is nothing but the 0.5 volts. The range and attenuator section, which consists of a one pole 3-way rotary switch, is used to select the required range of voltage. You can see in the figure the rotary switch is connected to the gate of FET by 1 mega ohm resistor used to limit the gate current. You can see in the figure, you can watch that is 1 mega ohm resistor is connected, which is mainly for the to limit the current of the circuit, that is the gate current. Now coming to the second section, that is the FET source follower section. Here you can see one FET is there, that is the Q1 is the transistor, that is the FET that is connected in source follower configuration, and Q2 is the transistor, that is the BJT, which acts as load. A source follower or FET drives an emitter follower BJT. The source follower configuration is used to provide impedance matching, thus delivering maximum power to the load and thereby providing higher accuracy. That is, the DC input voltage is applied to the FET through the ranging and attenuator network. The Q1, that is transistor T1, that acts as a source follower, and Q2 acts as its load. The FET it has a very high input impedance. Due to this, the meter circuit can be effectively isolated from the circuit under measurement. Now coming to the bridge circuit. The input impedance of a FET is greater than 10 mega ohm. Here the PMMC meter, that is decreases the amount of power drawn from a circuit under test by increasing the input impedance using an amplifier with unity gain. Coming to the bridge circuit, the bipolar junction transistor Q2 along with resistor R1 and R2 and R3 forms a bridge circuit. That means the Q2 and its emitter resistance 10 kilo ohm and 2.5 kilo ohm potentiometer and 2.2 kilo ohm resistor acts as 4 arms of a bridge circuit. You already know that the bridge is a form of 4 resistors. They are connected to each other, which that is called the bridge. A 10 kilo ohm calibration potentiometer and a microammeter are connected between the diagonal points of bridge, and the power supply is connected to the circuit by means of switch S. Now coming to the working action of the FET. Before going to the working action, let us discuss about the bridge circuit once again. The bipolar junction transistor along with the resistors R1, R2 and R3 forms a balanced bridge circuit. The bridge balance is obtained by adjusting the zero adjustment resistors such that for zero input the pointer shows 0. The basic meter will act as a null detector. Now coming to the working of FET input voltmeter. Here the working of FET input voltmeter can be described under the following sections. One is the zero adjustment, second one is the calibration, and third one is the actual measurement. Coming to the zero adjustment, that is, first select the required range of voltage by rotary switch, then short the two terminals. When the switch S is closed, the drain current and hence the emitter current flows in the transistor Q2. The microammeter shows some reading. In order to make ammeter to indicate zero deflection, the zero adjustment potentiometer is carefully adjusted. The bridge circuit is balanced in this position, which means if we consider this working action as case 1 and case 2, that is, in case 1 when the input voltage is 0, that is when the input terminals are shorted, the meter should indicate 0. However, it does not indicate 0 as the bias current flowing through R2 drives some current through the indicating meter. The zero adjustment potentiometer R1 is to be adjusted to get zero deflection when the input is 0. Now coming to the calibration, the short circuit between two terminals is replaced by a known voltage source. The 500 millivoltage range is selected by the rotary switch. The known voltage causes some current to flow in the transistor Q2. This results in a voltage drop across the emitter resistance Re. This causes a deflection in the microammeter. The 10 kilo ohm calibration potentiometer is adjusted until the meter shows full scale deflection. Now the meter is ready for measurement. That means when the input voltage is applied, the bias and Q2 increases. This causes the unknown voltage, that is Vx, to increase and hence the proportional to the current flows through the meter. Thus the deflection of the meter is proportional to the input voltage within the dynamic range of the amplifier. Now coming to the actual measurement, apply the unknown voltage between the two test terminals. The microammeter then deflects in proportion to the unknown voltage. If the rotary switch is in 500 millivolts range, the reading can be had directly. If it is in 5 voltage range, the reading should be multiplied by 10. If it is in 50 voltage range, the reading should be multiplied by 10. If it is in 50 voltage range, the reading should be multiplied by 100. Now, principle of FET input voltmeter. For measuring AC FET input voltmeter, for measuring AC voltages, the AC voltage is converted into DC voltage with the help of a rectifier. The rectified DC voltage is applied at the input terminals of the FET input voltmeter. You can see in the figure, here there are two blocks are there and one meter is there. That is, the first block is the rectifier which converts the AC voltage to DC voltage. That rectified DC voltage is applied at the input terminals of the FET input voltmeter, which indicates the unknown voltage. Meter is there. Now coming to the differential voltmeter. As the name suggests, this voltmeter indicates the difference between known and unknown voltages. A differential voltmeter works on the principle of comparison of unknown voltage with a known voltage. This is one of the most common and accurate methods of measuring unknown voltages. It is an electronic type voltmeter. And coming to the principle of differential voltmeter, you can see in the figure. You can see the unknown voltage and the null meter is there, and precision divider is there, and a resistor voltage range is there. You can see the circuit. The null indicator is connected. Now you can see the differential measurement. The differential voltmeter is used to measure unknown voltage. Here, voltmeter is used to indicate the difference between the unknown voltage and a known voltage. In the figure, the null meter is connected between the unknown voltage source and the output terminals of voltage divider. You can see the null meter is connected between the unknown voltage source and the precision divider, that is the output terminals of the voltage divider. Voltage divider is connected across a reference voltage source. You can see reference voltage, that is the ER. Now coming to the operation of the differential voltmeter. According to the figure, the divider is adjusted until its output voltage equals the unknown voltage. The null meter indicates 0 volts when the two voltages are equal. In this null condition, the differential voltmeter presents an infinite input impedance to the source. The reference source consists of low voltage DC standard such as 1 volt DC battery. The Zener diodes are also used to provide the reference voltage. When measuring high voltage, a high voltage reference supply can be used. Now you can see the simple block diagram of an AC differential voltmeter. In the figure, you can see input attenuator, AC amplifier, AC to DC converter, and null meter and the resistive divider and 1 volt reference network is there. The figure shows the AC differential voltmeter. The AC differential voltmeter is a modification of the DC instrument and incorporates rectifier circuit. Here the rectifier circuit is nothing but AC to DC converter. The unknown AC voltage is applied to the rectifier for conversion into a DC voltage equivalent to the average value of the AC. The resulting DC is then applied to the potentiometric voltmeter. Now let us briefly discuss about the working action of the potentiometric or differential voltmeter. In this method, the potentiometer is varied until the voltage across it equals the unknown voltage. The equality condition is indicated by the null detector. The null indicator indicates 0 when the two voltages are same. Under the null condition, the meter draws current from neither the reference source nor the unknown voltage source, and hence the differential voltmeter presents an infinite impedance to the unknown source. The principle of working is similar to the potentiometer, hence this is also called potentiometer voltmeter. That means the differential voltmeter is also known as potentiometric voltmeter. Why? Because the principle of working is similar to the working of the potentiometer. Now let us summarize all the topics. That is we have discussed about FET voltmeter and description of the FET voltmeter circuit and the working of the FET voltmeter, and we have discussed the differential voltmeter, basic differential voltmeter circuit, and also we have discussed the AC differential voltmeter. Now coming to the quiz. In the FET voltmeter, the gate terminal is connected to the what? You can see in the figure the gate terminal is connected to the 1 mega ohm resistor, hence the answer is D. And one of the advantages of the FET input voltmeter is, first one, A, sensitivity, low sensitivity, and B, loading effect, C, high sensitivity, and D, none of the above. FET has very high sensitivity, hence the answer is C. In differential voltmeter, measuring high voltages, that is, for measuring high voltages, dash voltage reference supply can be used. That means for measuring high voltages, high reference voltage supply can be used. In the basic differential voltmeter, to get the null indication, the unknown voltage is dash to the reference voltage. In the basic differential voltmeter circuit, the unknown voltage in null condition, the unknown voltage is equal to the reference voltage. Now coming to frequently asked questions are, explain the construction of FET voltmeter and explain the working of FET voltmeter. Explain the operation of the basic differential voltmeter and explain the block diagram of the AC differential voltmeter. I hopeful that this topic will help you for somewhat extent. Thank you very much for listening.